Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm sitting outside of my gym about to go and get my workout in. But as I was driving, I was just thinking and I felt led to make this video. It's going to be super short, I promise. Um, but as the title says, this video is just going to be about doing things alone. I think I speak, excuse me, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that many times we want to do things, but if we don't have someone to do those things with, we end up not doing them. And then a lot of times, in not doing the things that either we wanted to do or we felt led to do, or doing things that would have benefited us, whether it be take a class or um, join a group at church or whatever the case may be, we end up feeling the effects of that, whether it be long or short-term effects of that decision, of not doing something because we didn't have someone to do it with us. And that's something that I struggle with, I would say, since I was a teenager up until about a year or two ago. I could see periods of times where it was getting better and I would do little things by myself, but within the last year or two is when I've really just been a lot more confident in doing things by myself and realizing that a lot of the things that we value, other people don't value them on the same level that we do. So them saying, no, I don't want to go and do this, that, or the third, it may not be a big deal to them, and so they won't feel the effects of not doing something that they really wanted to do, because they really, it really didn't mean that much to them. So my first, I would say my first most recent example was back in November. I went to a Fantasia concert by myself. I had a period where I was like, I want to go, but I don't. It was last minute, and I was like, I know nobody else is going to want to go. How am I going to look going to this concert by myself? That whole thing. And then I was like, bump that. Like, I absolutely love concerts, and I wasn't going to miss the opportunity to have a good night out just because I didn't have anybody to do it with. And when I say I had one of the most amazing times at a concert that I've ever had, it just felt good to be there by myself. And when I first got there, I was the only person on my row. So like I was by myself at first. And I really wasn't bothered by it. Like I got my drink, I was jamming, and I had a really good time. Like it was one of the most empowering experiences that I'd ever had. And that experience kind of motivated me to do that more often. So this year, one of the things that I'm going to do is I want to do it once a month. Once a month, I want to do something completely by myself, like not invite any friends, no family members, just take myself out and really enjoy being by myself. And this past Saturday, I actually went to a party by myself. And again, going into it, I was kind of like, this is about to be awkward. But it was fine. Like, I got there, and, what's I about to say? Oh, I got there, got my drink, and was by myself, and I was fine. And eventually, I knew some of the people that were throwing the party, so I guess that helped a little bit. And eventually, one of my line sisters came. But for the most part, I was by myself. I was right up in the front where the DJ was, just enjoying myself. Like, it was a party with music from the early 2000s, which that's kind of like my era. Like, I love the music from that era. And I literally stayed on the dance floor the entire night by myself. A few times, like, my line sister would come over and we would be together for that time. But for the most part, I was by myself and I was fine. And aside from that, I have been going to this church for like a long time. like a really long time. And I was struggling with the idea of joining the church because it was a mega church. I didn't want to go up in front of everybody. But coming into the new year, I was like, you know what? It's time for some changes. Like, I'm at a point in my life now where being afraid and living a mediocre life is more frightening to me than just facing whatever it is that I'm afraid of at the time. And so New Year's Eve, I joined the church, and then up until yesterday, I was anticipating the process of having to go up in front of the church to receive, it's called the Right Hand of Fellowship, is where they really welcome you into the church in front of everybody. And I thought that I was going to be so anxious about that, but I did it, like, and I was fine. Like, I wasn't even afraid, I wasn't anxious, any of that. And so that was just a big moment for me, because I remember a time where I would have found anything possible to get out of having to do that. Like, I would have just slid into the church, did what I had to do as far as classes and stuff, which I've already done, to become a member. But when it came to going up in front of the church, I would have found a reason not to do it. Like, whether it be that day I would say I was sick or whatever the case may be, I would have found a way to get out of it. And so I was really proud of myself for going through with that. And it's, all in all, it just feels so empowering to face fears. And I never knew how empowering that feels. And now to be in a position where I know if it's something that I want to do and nobody else wants to do it with me, like, I'm okay with doing it by myself. And I'm not missing out on stuff that I really want to do just because I don't have anybody to do it with me. And so the message in this video is just do it alone. Enjoy life. Go to concerts by yourself. Go to restaurants by yourself, which that is something that I still have to do more of and feel comfortable in doing it. The last time I went to a restaurant by myself, I went to the Cheesecake Factory last summer, I believe, and I sat out on the patio. And I was, it was back in like October, I think. I went to Zoe's Kitchen and I sat out on the patio and was journaling and that kind of thing. But it's still not something I feel completely comfortable in doing. I just feel like it's awkward for whatever reason. But that's also something that I'm going to conquer and become comfortable in doing, because sometimes it's good to just get out by yourself. Go out, have a nice meal, some nice drinks, and just relax and chill by yourself and people watch. But yes, I challenge everybody that struggles with this just to pick something once a month that you do completely by yourself, and watch and see how empowered you feel. It feels so empowering to be in a position, like I said, to do stuff by myself and not always feel like I have to have somebody with me. One of the things that I want to do this year is definitely I want to go on vacation by myself. I don't know if I want to do a cruise or if I want to just fly out to a city and explore by myself. I haven't quite figured that part of it out about yet. But that's definitely something that's on my list of things to accomplish this year. So I'm excited about that. But everybody have a wonderful Tuesday. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video.